All right, so get this. We're diving deep today into giftology.
Oh, Giftology.
Yeah, it's not about, you know, picking out birthday presents or anything like that.
Right.
It's about strategic gift giving in business and in your personal life. And
Yeah.
it's all based on this book, Giftology by John Ruhlin.
Okay.
And you might know John Ruhlin from being like the top salesman in Cutco's history.
Wow.
But now he runs this company called the Ruhlin Group, and they help companies like Forbes and Inc. and Huffington Post with their gifting strategies.
Yeah, it's really fascinating how he took something like gift giving, that we all kind of do anyway, and turned it into this really high impact sort of tool.
Yeah, and the thing is that a lot of his ideas go against everything we think we know about gift giving. So
Hmm.
get ready to rethink, why you shouldn't be sending out those Christmas presents
Oh, interesting.
and why your company logo has no place on a gift.
Oh,
And you've got to hear the story about how he spent $7,000 on clothes and ended up getting a top-tier business coach as a mentor
yeah.
and didn't even lose any money in the process.
Yeah, that's such a great story. And it really kind of perfectly illustrates how giftology is about so much more than just the gift itself. It's really a symbol of how you value the relationship and an opportunity to make a powerful, lasting impression.
Yeah, so let's break down this $7,000 story.
Okay.
So Ruhlin wanted this guy, Cameron Harold. He was the former COO of 1-800-GOT-JUNK
Wow.
as a mentor.
Oh, yeah.
But Harold's, already this like business superstar, right? So how do you even get on his radar?
Yeah, you can't just take him out to dinner or golf, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ruhlin really needed to do something extraordinary.
Yeah.
And so he knew that Harold loved Brooks Brothers, so he kind of casually asked for his shirt size, saying that he wanted to send him a shirt.
Oh, so sneaky.
Yeah.
I bet you Harold was just thinking like, oh, okay, this is nice. But probably didn't expect Ruhlin to turn his hotel room into a Brooks Brothers showroom.
Well, that's exactly what he did. He went all out and bought one of everything in the new collection, jackets, pants, sweaters,
Wow.
and charged it all to his Amex. It was like a $7,000 gamble, and he had it all arranged for Harold's Ritz-Carlton room to be decked out with like the whole collection. Talk about a first-class experience.
Yeah, that's insane. So did it work?
It absolutely did. Harold was blown away, and it really cemented a bond that, no marketing campaign could ever replicate.
Wow.
And, they became friends. Harold mentored Ruhlin. And to top it off, Harold actually reimbursed him for all the clothes that he ended up keeping.
What?
So, that $7,000 ended up turning into this priceless connection.
Wow. So it's not about, throwing money around. It's about understanding the psychology behind it. Like you're showing someone that you value their time, which, let's face it, is the most valuable thing that we all have.
Yeah, exactly. Time is the only non-renewable resource that we have. And when you give someone a thoughtful gift, you're acknowledging that, Ruhlin really stresses that when someone gives you their time, they're giving you something incredibly valuable, and a gift becomes a way to reciprocate that generosity.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so giftology isn't just for, winning over huge clients.
Right.
Ruhlin uses it to build a culture of appreciation within his company. And he starts with his employees.
Right.
He once treated his whole team to a night at the Ritz-Carlton.
Nice.
Not just for fun, but to immerse them in what five-star service really feels like.
Yeah, he wanted to give them a really tangible experience that they could then, apply to their own interactions with clients.
That's so smart. And here's the one that just like blew my mind. He pays for his employees to have their houses cleaned every other week.
I know it seems extravagant, but he's recognizing that, it's so important to reduce stress and to show appreciation for your team.
Right.
It's an investment in their well-being, and,
Yeah.
Ultimately it benefits the whole company.
And it makes sense, happy, appreciated employees are more likely to stay with the company and provide that same level of care to the clients.
Exactly. And this brings us to another one of the core principles of giftology, which is surprise and delight. Ruhlin says, ditch the predictable holiday gifting routine.
Wait, so he's like anti-Christmas presents?
Well, not exactly. But he believes that gifts given at unexpected times make a much bigger impact. Think about it. How many gifts just get lost in the whole holiday chaos?
Yeah, it's true. It all kind of becomes a blur, but a well-thought-out gift in February when no one's expecting it.
Right.
That's going to stand out.
Exactly. Ruhlin calls it planned randomness, which may sound like a contradiction,
Yeah.
but it makes a lot of sense. It's about having a gifting strategy, but keeping it spontaneous from the recipient's perspective.
But how do you walk that line? How do you make planned randomness feel authentic and not like some calculated move?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a delicate balance. For sure, it all comes down to truly understanding the recipient and choosing a gift that reflects that understanding.
Okay.
You want the gift to feel like a natural extension of the relationship, not like some forced gesture.
Like you're saying, I get you, not I'm trying to get something from you.
Exactly. And that brings us to another one of Ruhlin's really bold claims. He says, never put your company logo on a gift.
Really? I would have thought that was like free advertising.
Yeah, you would think so, right? But Ruhlin argues that putting a logo on a gift actually cheapens it.
Hmm.
It makes it all about you, the giver, instead of the person that you're trying to appreciate.
Yeah.
Imagine receiving a present and it's like plastered with somebody else's company branding. It just feels so impersonal and transactional.
Yeah, it'd be like getting a billboard instead of a birthday present.
Right, exactly. And it sends the wrong message about the relationship.
Hmm.
Ruhlin's company, the Ruhlin Group sends out like $250,000 worth of gifts every year, and not a single one has a logo.
Wow, that's a powerful statement.
Yeah.
It really shows that they're putting the focus on the relationship, not on self-promotion.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about how, we're bombarded with information all day long. Emails, social media ads, it's just overwhelming.
It's true. We're just drowning in information overload.
Yeah.
Darren Hardy, the publisher of Success Magazine, points out that we encounter over 30,000 messages every single day.
Oh my gosh.
It's no wonder that we all feel so mentally exhausted.
So how does Giftology help with that?
Well, a tangible gift cuts through all that digital noise. It's a physical reminder of a connection, something you can hold in your hand.
Right. So in a world of, fleeting digital interactions, a physical gift becomes something real, something that sticks with you.
Precisely. And that's especially powerful when you're trying to reach those hard-to-get prospects.
Oh, yeah.
Ruhlin tells this story about trying to get a meeting with the president of Target's electronics division.
Okay.
For 18 months, emails, calls went nowhere.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
I know. So he went big, knowing that the executive was a University of Minnesota alum.
Okay.
Ruhlin commissioned this custom-made 60-pound cherry wood carving of their logo.
Whoa. Okay, that's not your average gift basket.
No, it's not.
So what happened?
Within 24 hours, his assistant called to schedule a meeting.
Wow.
That gift got Ruhlin's foot in the door and created this really memorable experience that wouldn't be easily forgotten.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
But it proves that a well-thought-out gift can break through all the clutter and make a real impact.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's talk about employee retention and loyalty.
Yeah.
That's a hot topic these days with so many people switching jobs.
Yeah, it is.
So how can Giftology help with that?
Well, Ruhlin's approach goes beyond, the standard bonus or plaque for a work anniversary.
Right.
He suggests surprising employees with really meaningful gifts throughout the year. Think about sending a gift to their spouse on their birthday.
Oh, that's nice.
Or something special for their kids.
Yeah.
It shows you care about them as a person, not just an employee.
Totally.
And it fosters this sense of loyalty and makes people feel truly valued.
Okay, so who should we be giving gifts to? I can't be sending everyone in my life presents, right?
Right. You have to be strategic about it.
Yeah.
Ruhlin encourages us to think about the lifetime value of a relationship.
Okay.
Who are the key players in your network now and in the future?
Right.
Those are the people to prioritize.
And he also talks about gifting to a client's inner circle.
Yes.
Like their spouse, their kids, their assistants. It's about making a positive impact on their whole world, not just their professional life.
Yes, exactly. And remember the story of David, that senior VP whose wife was still raving about those $200 set of engraved knives like a year later?
Yeah, I love that story.
Yeah, it just goes to show the ripple effect that these gestures can have. But, it's not about filling someone's home with clutter.
Right.
You have to think about what people will actually use and enjoy.
He mentions this monk who embraces minimalism.
Yeah.
And purges his belongings every year, and the only gift that he keeps is this really practical, high-quality knife
Yes.
that he uses all the time.
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to ditch the decorative knickknacks and focus on those practical luxury items.
Exactly. Things that are both beautiful and functional.
Right.
Like a well-crafted leather bag or a high-end set of cookware.
Yeah.
These are gifts that people will appreciate and use for years to come.
So we've talked about how Christmas isn't always the best time for gifts, but are there other strategic times that we should be thinking about?
Absolutely. Ruhlin actually suggests sending a high-quality gift before a trade show instead of during.
Oh, interesting. So you get your foot in the door before the event even starts.
Exactly. It helps you stand out from the crowd and make a memorable first impression.
Okay.
And he shares this great example of this seed corn distributor, Agrigold, who wanted to break into a market that was dominated by this legacy competitor.
Wow.
And they launched this 3-stage gifting campaign centered around get this ice cream.
Ice cream. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Okay, so knowing that farmers would be completely wiped out after planting season,
Yeah.
they capitalized on that.
Okay.
First, they sent out these heavy stoneware ice cream bowls to symbolize the strong foundation of Agrigold. A week later, high-quality Cutco ice cream scoops arrived.
Oh, nice.
And finally, individual coolers filled with gallons of delicious vanilla ice cream were delivered.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of ice cream.
I know, right?
But it's so clever.
Yeah.
Especially targeting those farmers, right? When they're probably craving a treat.
Exactly. And it wasn't just about the ice cream itself.
Right.
They included this really nice note thanking the farmers for their hard work and encouraging them to take a break and enjoy.
Mhm.
And, they slipped in this short DVD explaining why Agrigold would be a fantastic partner.
So they combined a thoughtful gesture with a subtle marketing message.
Exactly.
So did it work?
It was a huge success.
Nice.
Many sales reps got invited into the farmers' homes,
Wow.
creating this opportunity for genuine connection and conversation.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and this campaign had this ripple effect beyond just boosting sales for Agrigold.
Really?
It actually led to some significant connections for Ruhlin and even introduced him to his future wife.
Wait a minute. He met his wife because of an ice cream campaign.
He did.
Okay, I'm convinced this giftology thing works.
It just goes to show you never know what doors a thoughtful gesture might open.
I love it.
But let's address the big question that I'm sure is on everybody's mind.
Okay.
How much should we be spending on these gifts?
Yeah, spill the beans. What's the sweet spot?
So there's no magic number, but Ruhlin suggests, aiming for a gift that's on par with what you might spend on a nice dinner out
Okay.
or a round of golf, somewhere in that $100 to $1,000 range.
Okay, that makes sense. It feels substantial without being, over the top.
Right.
But I guess the real question is what's the most thoughtful and impactful gesture I can make within that range?
Exactly. Instead of thinking, what's the least I can spend?
Right.
Shift your mindset to what's the most I can do to show this person that I appreciate them.
I like that.
It's about demonstrating genuine appreciation, not just checking a box.
Yeah, it's like you've said before, it's about putting your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
Really showing that you're invested in this relationship.
Right. And remember, giftology is a long game.
Okay.
Just like investing in the stock market, you're not going to see immediate returns.
Right.
It's about cultivating those relationships over time.
Yeah.
Building trust and loyalty through consistent actions.
Okay, that makes sense. But I'll be honest, I'm not exactly a gifting guru.
Sure.
Where do I even start?
Well, you don't have to go it alone.
Right.
Ruhlin actually built his whole business around this idea of helping companies with their gifting strategies.
Okay.
He's a big believer in outsourcing, if you don't have the time or the expertise to handle it in-house.
So there are experts who can help you navigate this whole world of giftology.
Absolutely. But even if you decide to do it yourself, there's some simple guidelines you can follow.
Okay.
Ruhlin recommends, choosing high-quality items, things that are practical, durable, and visually appealing. Think of practical luxuries.
I like it.
Things people will actually use and enjoy.
Right, because nobody wants a gift that just ends up gathering dust in the back of a closet.
Exactly. And of course, you should never underestimate the power of personalization.
Yeah.
A monogram, an engraving, even just a handwritten note can elevate a gift from ordinary to extraordinary.
It's those little touches that show you've put in the extra effort, that you really care.
Right.
Speaking of handwritten notes, we talked about them a bit, but I want to kind of dive a little deeper.
Sure.
Why are they so powerful, especially in today's digital age?
It's simple. They're rare.
Oh, okay.
In a world of emails and text messages, a handwritten note is a really tangible expression of your appreciation.
Yeah.
It shows that you took the time to slow down, put pen to paper,
Right.
and express your thoughts in a really personal way.
It feels so much more sincere than a quick email or text,
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be this long, elaborate letter. Even just a few sentences, expressing gratitude or acknowledging someone's contribution can make a huge impact.
So if you're feeling stuck on what to give, a handwritten note is always a solid option.
Absolutely. It's a foolproof way to show you care.
Okay.
Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with a little challenge.
Okay, I'm up for it. What's the challenge?
Think about one person in your life right now
Right.
who could use a little boost, you know?
Yeah.
Someone who would really appreciate a thoughtful gesture. It could be a client who's going through a rough patch,
Right.
a colleague who's been killing it, or even a friend who just needs a reminder that they're loved.
I love that it's about taking these principles